their scenes, but I realized really quickly that there would be no kind of coverage in this type of thing, that it would just be one, it would be a moment and a moment and a moment. And so it was very much the way, early on we decided that we would be very military in the way we would edit the film, and so pretty much the way that you see it, even the order, is the way that it was shot. So there was not much, the editing was really pretty much an organic process. There was no reshoots.
Yes?
So then how long did it actually take you to make this film, and what sort of setup or preparation did you do prior to shooting, and how did you determine what action would take place during each filming incident?
How long did it actually take you to make the film, and how much setup of the actual sort of sequences did you do, and how did you determine the order or what would go on in an individual sequence?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I just started the movie, we just started filming it like 4 months ago. The thing is, like, you know, the experience I had with my last movie was really terrible in that it took, the actual making of it was great, but everything that surrounded it was awful, and how long it took, and how frustrating the process was. And then I felt like in some ways that, like, I don't want to say that movies need to change, but like the way in which films are made, maybe, and it's too slow, it's too inhibiting, it costs too much money. It's like there seems to be like an opposition to experimentation, and so I wanted to get to a point where I could just kind of have an idea, like the way you would have an idea, a painter would have, I have an image that he just quickly begins to paint. I wanted to do something like that with movies. I wanted to make films as quickly as I could think them. And so I had this idea, and I had these friends around me in these locations, and so I think we did very little prep, just a couple of weeks. Once I figured out, once I took these photos and I figured out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it, the whole shoot was like a little over 2 weeks, and it was kind of real time. So we were just out there wandering around like that. Most of the time we didn't even have cars. We would just walk through tunnels and like under bridges and swamps and go into houses and knock on doors, and like really, that was kind of it. It was, once we were committed to those characters and that kind of psychotic behavior, it was more about losing yourself in it. So the way it was directed was I would close my eyes and I would just say, "Let's go," and we would just go, and that was it.
What were you shooting? What camera did you use?
We used like VHS